Let's look at how to sell an item and put it on layaway or installment and then subsequently apply payments to it. I'm going to sell this vase called Mermaid and put it on layaway. First thing to do is go to Sales in the menu on the left and then click on New Transaction. I'm going to add a customer that's already in my database. And then add the title by typing in the first few letters of the title and select it from the drop-down. Now let's go to the Payments tab. Click on Add Payment and choose either layaway or install. In terms of choosing which one to use, it is really up to you. Some galleries like the sound of installment better. Some like the more traditional layaway term. But in either case, layaway and installment payments are treated exactly the same accounting-wise within Masterpiece. Now, the two pay types can also be so that you can distinguish between transactions where the client has accepted the art and where they haven't. When you choose layaway or installment, Masterpiece will present you with the payment calculator form. This form helps you calculate time payments. When the form first opens, the amount to defer will be the amount that was in the amount paid column. You can change this amount if you wish. Choose the number of payments and the how often value. When you choose the how often value, the first due date changes to the date due plus the time period you are choosing. The first due date is a date lookup field, so you can change this date if you wish. After you have selected your settings, just click on Calculate. The payments will be calculated and displayed in the grid. When you're happy with the results, click on Done. In this video, we're going to keep things simple. I am going to change the whole thing to just one payment, hit Calculate, and then Done. Now the whole amount is on layaway and I can go ahead and save and close. Now let's say that a month later the customer sends us a check for $100 and I want to apply it to the transaction. I'm going to go to the transaction list. I'm going to search for the transaction using any of the fields available, and then I'm going to open up the transaction. Then I'm going to go to the Payments tab and then click on the layaway item that I want to apply to. So if you had a 5 layaway payments here, you'll just click on one of them that you want to apply to. In this case, I only have one, which makes it nice and easy. So I'll click on the line item, and then I'm going to put $100 in the amount field, and I'm going to change the pay type to check. Then I'm going to hit the Save button in the right. Note how Masterpiece applied $100 to the layaway and then created a new line with the difference and automatically put that amount on layaway. Now I'm going to save and close. So you basically keep repeating this process until the item is paid off. But while the item still has a balance, I want to point out a couple other things. Note that on the transaction list view, any cell that has a balance will show a balance due in this column. There's also the layaway and receivables report that you can print with all the receivable information. That's found under Reports, Sales, and then this report called Receivables and Layaways. You can print this report out with a number of different parameters. Let me just do today, and then run report. The report shows information like transaction number, how much the item sold for, title, amount due for each item, and total due if the customer has multiple layaways. Now let me go ahead and pay that transaction off. So I'll just go back to my sales, back to my transaction list, search for my transaction. I don't have very many, so I'll just click on the transaction on top. I'm going to go to the Payments tab, click on the line item that I want to put the payment to. Now remember, I'm going to apply all the money to this transaction. So by default, it automatically has the full amount in there. And then I'm going to change my pay type to, let's say, Visa. And then I'm going to save. Notice that the amount due now is at 0 and there's no more layaway line items, and I'm just going to hit Save and Close, and the balance due is now $0. So that's the whole process of applying layaways and installments to transactions.